Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today we are joined by Dr. Zamir Awan. He is a Deputy Director at Chinese Study Center, NUST, and a career diplomat. Also, along with this, he is a very distinguished analyst and a scholar based in Islamabad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you, sir?
Very fine, alhamdulillah.
Viewers, today we are discussing on the talks that are going on between China and India. Talks aim to further disengage at the front line troops along the disputed border issue at Ladakh. Sir, what are your views on it, sir?
Ladakh was disputed territory and it is a historical background. When the British left subcontinent, India and Pakistan emerged two independent states, but the border dispute they have left behind as a permanent trouble in this region. India has no specific international recognized borders with many countries, not only with Pakistan, but also with China. There is no fixed international recognized border. Even that with Bangladesh, with Myanmar, with Nepal, with Bhutan, they have no international recognized borders. India misused that opportunity and occupied territories of the neighboring countries. For example, Kashmir was disputed territory and they occupied Jammu and Kashmir for 72 years. With the Nepal, Kalapani and some other areas are legally part of Nepal, but India is controlling. Similarly, with Myanmar and with China, there are some areas which are not very well recognized international borders. It is line of actual control, a line of control that is not the internationally recognized permanent border. India misused this concept and grabbed the land. India is an expansionist state and they wanted to expand their country from Arab world, Arabic Peninsula to uh, Indonesia and Australia. That is the bigger India, that is the dream of India. With this background, I will let you know that the current situation in Ladakh. Ladakh was a disputed territory recognized by United Nations and also it was by Shimla agreement, it was also disputed territory. But last year, on the 5th of August, India unilaterally violated the UN Security Council resolution, international norms, bilateral agreements, and annexed to the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. They removed the special status of Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh and merged with the Union territory. That was illegal and aggressive act of India. Of course, Pakistan and China are equally stakeholder with Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh. That's why we were worried. India reacted at that time last year on 5th of August. Pakistan also reacted, but we are a peace-loving nation. Pakistan has lodged protest against Indian act on the 5th of August. We have moved resolution in the United Nations at Security Council, and we are using all the diplomatic and political means to resolve the issue. China was also of the opinion that this issue should be resolved peacefully. But looking at the Indian behavior, India was not going to withdraw its action and they were making it a permanent part of Indian Union territory. That's why China have to take some action, especially in Ladakh. India was building an air base very close to the Chinese border, and Pakistani border. And as per the agreement between United States of America and India, both countries are close allies. Both countries are the major defense partners. Both countries have the access to each other's military bases. It means that the US will have access to Indian air base in Ladakh, which is direct threat for the China. China has not occupied Ladakh totally. They have just approached close to that link road, which is which is connecting the mainland India in with that airbase in Ladakh. Now the Chinese are very close from that road, and they can monitor, they can interrupt, they can disrupt the transportation or telecommunication or flow of traffic or troops movement whenever they need it. So it is very strategically very strong position. Pakistan support it, and India have to compromise or withdraw
Here,
from Kashmir.
sorry to interrupt you,
Jammu.
but there is single bullet has not been fired yet. But China has occupied more than 40 square kilometer area, and they are not giving it back. That is for sure. They are not giving back. But how? Where India stand in all this?
Let me say the Chinese perspective first. China believe in peace, and China is promoting peace. China is a country which focus only peaceful development, and China's rise was a peaceful rise. China gained sovereignty over Hong Kong and Macau without firing single bullet, without killing any single person, without involving any soldier. It was the peaceful negotiation with the British government and the Portuguese government for the return of Hong Kong and Macau. That was the mega achievement of the last century. Even that till today, China believes in the peaceful resolution of all disputes with any country. China has settled its border dispute with Russia, with other countries. But India was not willing to resolve the issue. India was not sincere. That's why the Chinese have to take some action. Of course, it was not a military confrontation with the heavy weapons and the guns and the killings. Of course, it was hand-to-hand fight, and the Chinese are very strong and they are expert of the kung fu or the martial art, so they can defeat any Indian army or soldiers in that field also. So without killing anybody, sorry, they have killed the people, but without firing any bullet, without using the ammunition, they have occupied this land. They are defeated India.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, in this complex situation these days that is going on between China and India, how a long-term solution could be figured out on what circumstances and on in what circumstances and on what grounds?
We are peace-loving people, and we always believe in diplomacy and political settlement of the disputes. We still hope that India will withdraw its troops from Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, and Ladakh, and even with other countries they also. So they should stay within their own limits, and they go back to their own territory. The disputed territories we want to settle peacefully, and this is the only way out. If India was depending on US for aggression, for containing China or confronting Pakistan, that will not work anymore.
Sir, so thank you, sir, for this answer. Here, the last question that I'm going to ask you is the question that confuse people around in Pakistan and mostly around the world, that people are actually not sure about the Chinese objectives, that what is the bigger picture, what it looks like that Chinese are looking at.
There is no bigger picture. I mean, it is very simple. That was disputed territory. India has unilaterally violated that territory. So China have to reciprocate, or China have to take some action. There was no bigger picture. There is no bigger intention. China just want to keep India at its own feet, its own shoes.
Sir, thank you. So, lastly, I will ask you to kindly give a message for on this health pandemic that we have been hit by our Pakistani nation.
This pandemic is an unfortunate incident, but it is not something new. It has been part of our history. There was pandemic before this, like SARS, Middle East syndrome, Ebola, or hundreds ago, like Spanish flu, and some other pandemics in our history. So it is part of the routine matter, and we, as a human being, have to accept this challenge. The need is that we should unitedly fight against these pandemics and natural disasters. In Pakistan, I believe that we are lucky people because we are genetically strongly built and our immune system is good. The situation in Pakistan is still under control. The government has taken some initiative, but the public also have to take some more initiatives. For example, the government has given all the universities holidays. Students are no need to go to the university, school or colleges. So it is a big relief for the public to stay at homes. But the public also have to learn how to stay at home and how to keep social distance using a mask, cleaning your hands with the soap, and use of disinfectant is something which we have to make in our daily practice. So I believe that Pakistan will survive and we will overcome the pandemic soon.
Sir, thank you so much, and thank you, audience, for watching this show. And I hope the confusion in your mind about the Chinese objective has now been clarified. Thank you so much. See you next time with the next guest. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.